Hello, BookTube. I have a modest mail haul for you today. Just 3 packages. The final one is a box, and that's good. Modest mail hauls have their place, right? And that huge plastic tub that we had the other day that was just full of books. That takes time. It's a 40-minute video. Now, we'll get this done nice and quick. With just 3 packages, we'll just see what we have here. So let's see what this first one is. We'll see if there's any Steve books, anything that's really squeal-worthy. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay, this comes out in late March. This is by Christopher Reich, and it is Crown Jewel, a Simon Risk novel. This is the author of The Take, which you will remember because this is a feature that we cannot avoid on this channel, right? I mean, we're coming up on 3 years, which means that we are regularly now going to see subsequent novels from authors who appeared 2 years ago and had a book. We're now going to see their next book, and we're going to see their first book come out in paperback and a whole bunch of stuff like that. That's just the way it is. You're going to be living along with me the pattern that I get and have got for a long time of opening book packages and seeing the latest thing from an author whose last thing I also opened as a book package. I think that'll be fun. It shouldn't be fun for me to have someone to share it with. He wrote a thriller, a Simon Risk thriller called The Heist, that was, or The Take. And I reviewed it. I'll leave my review down below. And it was extremely effective. It's a thriller, and it's another brick in the wall of this pattern that I'm seeing where 2019 is going to be really good for historical fiction and also really good for thrillers. And that first one, The Take, did everything that a book needs to do in order to get me to read the second book. If you know what I mean. I'm sure you do, because you read books in series, same as I do. If you have doubts, if you're iffy, you read the first book in a series or the second book in a series or whatever, and you finish it and you're iffy, then the next one comes along and you're immediately going to start thinking of your priorities. But if the first one pleases you, then you will read the next one. It's the whole goal of an author of books in series. And the first one did, even though I found the main character, Simon Risk, absurd in the way that recurring thriller main characters, He-Man characters, tend to be. They tend to be absurd. I wish that weren't the case. I occasionally find them where that's not the case, where Simon Risk, when he's not disabling an entire room full of extensively trained martial artists single-handedly and rather lazily, when he's not doing that, he restores Lamborghinis for a living. So, and I think that he has the original Mona Lisa hanging in his dining room or something like that. So he's a little bit on the silly side in the James Bond fashion, but still, even though that was true, the book was terrific. One of those just carefully whittled things that you don't stop reading. So what have we got? What's going to happen now? Yeah, okay. The Take was the first book in the series, featuring debonair and deadly international spy Simon Risk. I will never be called debonair or deadly. Monte Carlo's most lavish casinos have become the targets of an efficient, brutal, and highly successful group of criminal gamblers. The casino dealer has been beaten to death. A German heiress's son has been kidnapped. Who better to connect the crimes and foil the brilliant plot than Simon Risk, freelance industrial spy? I don't know, the police? Risk, part Bond and part Reacher, knows the area well. It's where, as a young man, he himself was a thrill-seeking thief, robbing armored trucks through daring car chases until he was double-crossed, served his time, and graduated as an investment genius from the Sorbonne, who would not take someone with a criminal record if you paid them 5 million euros. But this is fantasy, so now Risk is a man who solves problems. The bigger and the riskier, the better. From the baccarat tables to the finest casinos, to the yachts, to the marina, to the private jet company that somehow ties these criminal enterprises together, Simon Risk will do what he does best. Get in over his head, throw himself into danger, and find some way to outthink and outmaneuver villains of every stripe. So you can see from the pub sheet that whoever wrote the pub sheet is not 100% taking the book seriously. And that's great. Because there are two kinds of thrillers. The kind that takes itself completely seriously. It just grim and relentlessly serious, like, for instance, Silence of the Lambs, and something like this, where the reader is sort of in on the joke. I love both kinds, so I'm not saying one is better than the other. I just like each kind to know what they are. But anyway, so that's great. That's a fine way to start. Let's move on to the next one. What have we got here? Oh, good Lord, don't tell me another thriller. Okay, this is by Daniel Suarez. Comes out in April, and it's called Delta 5. Kind of a nice cover. Look at that. He's down in a cavern with the stars overhead. That doesn't look like the sun or the moon, though. It looks like a searchlight of some kind. All right, well, what have we got here? Best-selling author, technologist, and TED speaker. I can't. Every time I think of TED Talks, I think of that priceless parody on YouTube. A thought leader. I am a thought leader. In fact, if I remember, I'll leave a link to it down below, because if you haven't seen it, you're going to crack up. Daniel Suarez has been praised as a legitimate heir to Michael Crichton. That's according to Publishers Weekly, who I guess is differentiating him from a bastard. A favorite among book critics and the tech community alike. He's a favorite among book critics, is he? I've never heard of him. Suarez has presented his ideas on the future of technology at NASA, Ames, Google, and Microsoft, among others. Okay, all right. Well, okay, that's great. So he poops Sterling. But what about his book? What are you going to tell me about his book? In his breathtaking new book, Delta 5, Suarez takes readers on a gripping voyage with a team of adventurers into the deep space on an asteroid mining mission. Oh, no wonder it doesn't look like the sun, because it's far from Earth. That is the sun. It's just he's mining an asteroid. A project funded by private investors and commissioned by a mysterious tech billionaire. There's always a mysterious tech billionaire. Always. A theme at the top of the public imagination in the age of SpaceX and Elon Musk. When cave diver James Tighe receives an invitation to billionaire Nathan Joyce's private island, he thinks it must be a mistake. Or his second choice might be, wait a minute, maybe I woke up and I'm now in a thriller. These things don't happen in real life, ever, under any circumstances whatsoever. They happen in the fantasies of thrillers all the time. Maybe I'm like Kafka's main character. I've woken up and found myself in a thriller. But Tighe's unique skill set makes him a prime candidate for Joyce's high-risk venture to mine a near-Earth asteroid with the goal of kickstarting an entire off-world economy. The potential rewards and personal risks are staggering, but the competition is fierce and the stakes couldn't be higher. As the second age of exploration begins, Tighe and his fellow adventurers intend to alter the trajectory of human civilization or die trying. And as usual in circumstances like this, in any kind of asteroid mining or cave diving or anything like that, even in the movie Armageddon, in every one of those cases, the main character, we will be told, has a unique skill set, and then the character will be surrounded by people who have the identical skill set, which puts a significant strain on the word unique. But it doesn't matter to me, because like I'm saying, I don't expect these things to be photographic. That sounds like a lot of fun. An asteroid mining adventure. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, and so that comes out in late April. Great. All right. Well, 2 thrillers. So we've got the box now. If the box is a thriller, Steve will be very happy. But thrillers don't come in boxes. So this will probably be something boring. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. Oh, fantastic. Oh, great. All right. Fantastic. Bless her heart. Okay. This is by S.A. Chakraborty. You all know this book. This is not new. This is The City of Brass. Which has a sequel, The Kingdom of Copper, which is coming out any day, or it might be out already. And I didn't have a copy of City of Brass, and wrote to beg and plead if I could perhaps have one, because I don't think I ever got this book. Or if I did, I think I might have... I'm trying to remember how I got it. I read it, but I can't remember how that happened. Did I get it out of the library? I know I didn't get it from the publisher. I think I either got it from the library or maybe even bought it. But I wanted to read this first one before I jump into Kingdom of Copper. So I'm very glad to have this wonderful. It's not a thriller. It is thrilling, but it's not a thriller. So we have The City of Brass, which will bring back memories. When did the BookTube rounds a year and a half ago. And then we have two thrillers. Delta 5, by a tech speaker, about asteroid mining. And also Crown Jewel, a Simon Risk novel by Christopher Reich. How much fun is that? Boy, two thrillers. That's great. All right, so there you go. A nice small mail haul. 10 minutes out of your day. That's fine. That's fine. We'll have mammoth videos coming, but probably not today. So I will wrap this up, but I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.